heartbreaking. It's a word you never want to have to say nor hear, but that was the word said and heard by the TCPT missions team when we visited an orphanage in Belize City. It was a harsh reality to witness, but there is hope for these children who may be lost but are not forgotten. Belize. With a population of fewer than 330,000, it has the smallest population of Central America. Tourism and agriculture are at the top of the economy. Small business is very small. People operate fruit stands as their sole source of income. There is high unemployment, and the country suffers from heavy foreign debt. As a result, some leave the country for more opportunity, hoping to find work to support their families back at home.
Over the years, and since World War II, Belize is on the mainland. And it's so easy for someone with good intentions, a man, a father with good intentions, to make his way up through Mexico and cross the border. And being English speaking, it's very easy to blend in. So over the years, many fathers have left with good intentions, but they get up there and something happens. And so one generation after another has been fatherless. And now there's a gang problem in Belize City.
Gangs, drug trafficking, rape, and other violent crime plague Belize City. Through these problems, there are children left to fend for themselves. That's where places like the Dorothy Menzies Child Care Center come into the picture.
This is a center for children that has been abandoned, neglected, abused, and also in some cases we have orphans.
As part of our journey in Belize, the TCPT missions team came here to work with the nearly 80 children who currently live at the center. We weren't allowed to photograph the center from inside, but it was one part of the experience many of the team members were excited to take part in. But after spending an afternoon at the orphanage, some were shocked at what they saw.
You go in, it's utter destruction. It's very not very clean. Can't be safe for kids who live in there.
You walk in and it is mass chaos. It is 77 kids to 13 adults. And if I'm not mistaken, there weren't but 3 or 4 adults while we were there. And these kids are just running around like crazy. They're very angry. They were punching each other, hitting each other, hollering at each other, and there was no discipline at all.
Inside the center, there are cramped quarters. Children live on the principle of sharing. Everything had to be shared.
I didn't think it would be like that. I thought people would have shoes, and I mean, they were literally cutting up a cart like a shoebox. They were cutting it into pieces so they could draw on it. Like that was their craft, cutting up a box. Probably don't know any different from that. That's, but we know different from that, and we look at that and think that really doesn't have to happen.
I think all of us, from the moment we got there and we started seeing every kid and looking in their faces and kind of, grabbing their little hands and hugging them and stuff like that, I think it broke each and every one of our hearts because we all wish that we could give them the love and attention that they all need.
The Dorothy Menzies Child Care Center is partly supported by the government and also by private donations. Those donations have to go a long way. The group brought some items, but after spending time at the center, wished they had brought more.
It was kind of like just not enough to go around for all of them. We bring one gift and everybody's fighting for it.
Facilitators admit there are few workers and many challenges.
We have special needs. We have children with eyesight that needs help. We have that dentists we need to, we have all sorts of needs. And yes, the government do fund us, but in everything, it can't be always enough.
When we found the orphanage, we realized that these children need help. And they've been placed there because of child abuse, been in environments such as many people will live that have, and their mothers perhaps have a severe drug problem, and inappropriate behavior has been conducted in the house. And to be took from and become a ward of the state in Belize, you have to undergo tremendous conditions.
While conditions are not ideal for 77 children, facilitators say they will not turn a child away.
If the children does not have somewhere to go, what will happen?
Supervisors here say there are many things they would want for this facility if the funding was available, but the one thing they say they want the most, you can't put a price on.
A center should never be for children. I would want all the children to be in a family.
I know that the women that are there that are taking care of the kids, I know that because there's so many of them and there's not as many people on staff, they probably are not able to give them the love and attention that they need. And of course that, that pains my heart, because I know that that's all those children really desire, and that's what they really want and need. And I just wish that there was a way that that attention could be met for them.
While the group felt discouraged by some of what they saw at the center, they did find a light at the end of the tunnel.
I could only pray and hope that at least those moments that we shared with them, maybe something that we said or that we did will stay with them, and as they get older, they'll remember, that there is people out there who are willing to sacrifice time and willing to come out and share, even if just for a couple of hours,
Children, our children is love. Is love. And when other people come around, they appreciate everything that people come in and do for them. And sometimes they would want to go with the people, but it does not work that way. That is a different area. But the children are really, really appreciative of what people come in and do for them.
And while the team could only spend a few short hours with the children, they still hope their time was well spent.
I feel that as long as you go in there and you give that child your time, that's all they want. That's all. That's the world to them. You taking time out of what you're doing to give them time.
We each were impacted with 1 or 2 children that now we can, know specifically how to pray for that child, and just we feel like we met a child in need that we can lift up to the Lord forever, as long as this child is around.